Hi there, it's Alison, and I have a question for you. And the question is, are you making a job for yourself with your business, or are you making a difference out there? Are you making an impact? And I ask that because I've spoken to a couple of business owners recently who have said to me, I feel like I've just created a job for myself. I'm a slave to it. I'm not getting anywhere. I don't feel satisfied. I'm not enjoying it. And when I asked them, they said they do not feel like they're making a difference. And really, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. That's the purpose of our business. And when you do have a purpose-driven business and a purpose that's bigger than you do so much better on so many fronts. And there's a lot of research that says when you believe in something bigger than yourself, you're much happier, you're much more resilient, you're much more inclined to focus, you weather tough times much better. So having a strong purpose to your business will make all the difference. And it's not always about money. Making money is actually not a purpose. It's the result of doing good business. And when you've got a purpose-driven business and you are really making a difference, it doesn't take long for the money to follow. And that's not a bad thing. I'm all for making good money. You won't get any argument from me there. We make good money, we can do a whole lot with it. And so I definitely do believe on that. But I believe even more so on digging in and knowing what the difference is that you're making to the world. One of my mentors actually says, entrepreneurs change the world. And it's so true. When you think of the ripple effect of entrepreneurs, what we do in communities and how that really changes things, and you listen to some of the stories of different entrepreneurs, what they've contributed, it's just amazing. And so I feel really fortunate to be an entrepreneur. I think it's given my life a much richer depth, and there's certainly an enormous amount of purpose, and there's also an enormous amount of personal connection and development. When we really step into our entrepreneurial space, then we really connect to who we are, and we connect to who we serve and who we help, because it's all about finding solutions. And, one of my favorite sayings is there's always a solution. We just need to find it. And we just have to come up with it. And, sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's always great when you get to that. One of the most powerful solution stories in my life, and it was life-changing for me, I met a young blind man living in poverty in Vietnam, way up in a rural village, and there was a backstory to it. But I met him and his mum, and we really connected. This young guy was 18 and was living like an old man, couldn't go to school, couldn't work, there was nothing, no social life. He just sat in the shack in the middle of nowhere. And his mother was obviously very worried about him. And so, she was crying in the end. I was crying. I had a son the same age who was making a mess and making a noise and making friends and had a life. I just kept looking at this young guy thinking, there's got to be a solution. And in a moment of madness, caught up in the emotion, I just said to her, I will find a solution and I will come back. I mean, what did I know? Mother of 6 from Sleepy Little Brisbane, Australia. But I came back and I tapped into all the resources I could access, and I found a solution. Well, that solution ended up supporting 250 families. We developed different courses and things, and there are, parts of those programs that are still running over there. And we have other things that we do, that we contribute to, that are very important to us. And so, I know how I make a difference. I know how I want to make a difference. And I haven't had a conversation with an entrepreneur who hasn't managed to dig in and work out what the difference is they want to make. And once we tap into making that difference, everything changes. Everything changes. Our businesses change, our families change, our view of the world changes. And, you know, it doesn't take lots of money to make a difference, to help. One of the things that I believe in is helping those who can't help themselves. It doesn't take a lot. You know, I don't need to be a multimillionaire or anything like that. For example, one of the things that I really support is an organization, and they rescue young women who've been trapped in the horrendous nightmare of sex trafficking. Now, it costs $2,000 to rescue and rehabilitate and rebuild the life of that young woman, which is not a lot of money. And of course, you can give $50, and that's really helpful. So that's something that's very passionate to me and to my business. And so we support a number of projects like that because they're the sort of differences that we want to make. And, you know, it's easy to make money, but I find dollars that don't come with purpose, it's just not the same. I mean, you know, I've been told a number of times I could earn a lot of money going into companies and setting up all the systems for them, because systems, I'm your girl, you know, mother of 6, moved 20 times. I've been organized my whole life. And so I can set up a system, love them, love them. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit at a computer and map out systems and map out processes and map out procedures. That's not what brings me joy. When I work with a woman in business and she taps into her purpose and the difference she's making, that just brings me so much joy. You know, that's what I'm meant to do. That's when I'm stepping into my entrepreneurial sweet spot and I know I'm making a difference. So I help her with all her systems and her business and helping her to get successful. And she's making this enormous difference to people out there with their health, to married couples, to dog owners, you know, to people who haven't been able to move comfortably, or people who've been lost and trying to find their creative core. Huge amounts of differences. And of course, for each of those people that they impact and make a difference, the ripple effect in that community is huge. So I really am happy to make money, lots of it. More money I have, the greater impact I can make and the greater difference I can make. So I certainly don't shy away from money, but there is so much more value and much richer currency in making a difference. And I believe that as entrepreneurs, that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to make a difference. And so my question to you is, how are you making a difference through your business? Or how would you like to make a difference through your business? You know, when you think on that and really ponder, what lives do you want to change? What difference in the world do you want to see that comes from the genius that is you and your business? Have a great day.